Today I'm going to give away a free t-shirt, reveal the books I bought this week, and somewhere on this episode is a mystery pop-up segment. Where will it be? Hey everyone, this month is also Turner Syndrome Awareness Month. Now, Turner Syndrome is a genetic disorder that affects females. It occurs when a female inherits only one X chromosome instead of the usual two. This can happen during formation of the cells. The symptoms of Turner Syndrome can vary widely, but may include short stature, infertility, heart defects, kidney problems, learning disabilities, neck webbing, low hairline, drooping eyelids, broad shield-shaped chest, narrow hips, and delayed puberty. Now, Turner Syndrome can be diagnosed through a blood test called a karyotype, which analyzes chromosomes. With proper treatment, women with Turner Syndrome can live long and healthy lives. However, they may face challenges related to infertility, heart health, and learning disabilities. Turner Syndrome is a rare condition affecting about 1 in 2,000 female births. It's not inherited in the traditional sense, as it's caused by a random chromosomal error during cell division. Women with Turner Syndrome are typically of normal intelligence and have a healthy lifespan. Now, I personally know someone who is living with this condition, and I just want to say to them, to her, and just about anyone, any other woman or girl anywhere throughout the world who's living with this condition, I love y'all, and this mystery pop-up segment is for y'all. Alright, this is a Turner Syndrome Awareness Comic Hero tee, and if you would like one, you can find them on IamTheComicHero.com/shop for $17. Alright, at my last visit at Excalibur Comics, there was one book that came out last month that wasn't in my box. So I took the initiative and I looked around the store to see if they had it, and they did have it. And I'm about to reveal what that book is right now, so here it is. And that book is Sam Wilson, Captain America #1. And with that book, that brings the total number of comics that I bought since December of 1997 to 13,445. You just watched. How y'all doing? I'm Victor, and you are watching The Comic Hero Show. Now kick that intro! Edition of The Comic Hero Show. I'm your host, Victor Nunley, and I am The Comic Hero. This is the second of 3 Mardi Gras episodes, and on this episode, it's all about the color gold. Now I'm going to touch base on that later on, but for right now, it's time to give away a free t-shirt. Alright, on last week's episode, I asked, Luke Cage is the first black superhero to debut in his own series. What year was it? Well, the correct answer is 1972. And 6 people have answered correctly, and because they've answered correctly, your name's been entered in the drawing for a free tee. And that drawing takes place right now. So the winner of the free tee for this week's episode of the show is... Jennifer Arsenault from Beauchessie, Louisiana. So congratulations, Jennifer. Give yourself a free Comic Hero tee. Alright, here's the question for next week's episode, and because we're still in the month of February, and February is Black History Month, this is a question regarding a black superhero. And it's a Storm question. Oh, and by the way, this year marks the 50th anniversary of Storm's first appearance in John Size X-Men #1. Alright, just wanted to throw that in there. Alright, here's the question. Storm is regarded as a goddess in her family's village in which African country? Is it A, Wakanda, B, Nigeria, or C, Kenya? Alright, here's some hints to help. The first hint is that this country's capital and largest city is Nairobi. The second hint, this country's motto is Harambe, which means let's all pull together. The third hint, this country is situated along the East African Rift Valley. The fourth hint, bordering on the Indian Ocean, this country has a coastline that's 333 miles long. And then the fifth and final hint, this country's national animal is the East African lion. Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in a drawing for a free tea on next week's episode of the show. Now, normally I would either do a throwdown showdown segment or any questions segment next, but because of the length of the mystery pop-up segment and then what I have to say about what gold represents in the closing segment, I don't want to take up a whole lot of time, so I'm going to go ahead and say that I'm going to do a mystery pop, not a mystery, well actually I am doing a mystery pop-up segment on next week's episode, but on next week's episode I'm going to do a throwdown showdown fight, and then on the next episode after that I'm going to do any question segment, so y'all hold tight for that. So with that being said, let's get to the comics I bought this week. Comic books I bought this week. Alright, here we go. First up is Absolute Batman number 5. Action Comics number 1083. All New Venom number 3. The Amazing Spider-Man number 67. Aquaman number 2. Batman and Robin number 18. Black Lightning number 4. Deadpool number 11. Really excited about this book. Green Lantern Corps number 1. The Immortal Thor number 20. I'm also excited about this one. One World Under Doom number 1. Psylocke number 4. Sam Wilson, Captain America number 2. Spider-Boy number 16. Spider-Gwen, the Ghost Spider number 10. And finally, X-Men number 11. All right, that's 16, which brings the total number of comics I've bought since December of 1997 to 13,461. All right, well, I hope y'all enjoyed this week's episode. Here's a question again for a free tea for next week's episode of the show. Storm is regarded as a goddess in her family's village in which African country? Is it A, Wakanda, B, Nigeria, or C, Kenya? Now here's some hints to help. The first hint is that this country's capital and largest city is Nairobi. The second hint, this character's motto is Harambe, which means let's all pull together. The third hint, this country is situated along the East African Rift Valley. The fourth hint, bordering along the Indian Ocean, this country has a coastline that's 333 miles long. And then the fifth and final hint, this country's national animal is the East African lion. Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in a drawing for a free tea on next week's episode of the show. And congratulations to Jennifer Arsenault from Bossier, Louisiana, who won a free tea on this episode. Now, the second color in Mardi Gras is gold, and gold represents power. There are two separate definitions to the word power. The first is the ability to do something or act in a particular way, especially as a faculty or quality. And then the second definition is the capacity or ability to direct or influence the behavior of others or the course of events. In Spider-Man's first appearance in Amazing Fantasy number 15, his Uncle Ben tells him, and we've all heard it, with great power must also come great responsibility. Now, that might have been something that was said in the comics, but that's something that even holds true in real life. Because power must be held responsibly. There are some folks that use it to make a difference in other people's lives. And then there are some folks who use it for self-preservation or for their own personal gain. And then there are other folks that use power to make people small and just treat them any kind of way. Those last two are two despicable ways of wielding power. Now, that first one I named, that's it. That's how you're supposed to do. Now, but unfortunately, there are some folks that just don't see it that way. They would, like I said, they would either use it for their own personal gain, or they would just use it to be controlling towards people and make them feel like they're not people at all. And sometimes with power can come through certain job titles. Power can come through being elected official. Power can come through being an actor, an athlete. I mean, you name it. But I may be stepping on a few toes when I say this, but if I am, I'm doing so in a constructive way. I'm not trying to condemn anyone. My thing is, if you have power, use it responsibly. Use it to make a difference, not just in your life, but in everyone else's lives as well. That's true power. That's power that's respected by all. All right, this is a gold Mardi Gras Comic Hero tee, and if you'd like one, you can find them on IamTheComicHero.com/shop for $20. All right, here's the road ahead for the show. On next week's episode, I'm going to conclude the Mardi Gras season for 2025 by wearing a purple Mardi Gras Comic Hero tee. Now, purple represents justice. Now, I'll touch base on that on that episode. Then on episode 515, oh, and by the way, while I'm thinking about it, on next week's episode 514, I'm also going to feature a mystery pop-up segment in which I celebrate American Heart Month. All right, now in episode 515, to kick off the month of March, I'm raising awareness of endometriosis. It's a cause among women, and I personally know some women that are living with this disease, and I can only imagine what they go through on a daily basis. Then on episode 516, I'm going to raise awareness of multiple sclerosis, or MS. I personally know some folks that have MS, and I personally know some folks that have died from complications of MS. And then on episode 517, I'm going to raise awareness of colon cancer, and on episode 518, I'm going to raise awareness of cerebral palsy. And again, to all those that are living with Turner syndrome, I love y'all, and I hope y'all enjoyed the mystery pop-up segment. And you may have it, but it definitely does not have to have you. All right, if there's anything that you want me to do with the show for future references, please let me know, and I'll try everything in my power to make sure that it happens. All right, and while I'm thinking about it, as I'm doing this episode, it is Saturday, February 22nd. And by the time that a lot of y'all are going to see it, or practically everyone sees it, it's going to be a new week. And I'm saying that to say this: if you had a birthday and it was anywhere from the days of February 16th to February 22nd, your name is on the birthday list after this segment. So y'all hold tight for that. And meet me at the 5th annual Sinlaw Collector Con, which is in Marksville, Louisiana, on Saturday, May 31st. All right, if you're watching this for the first time on YouTube, welcome. And as soon as you're done, hit subscribe. If you're watching this on the East Texas Comic-Con fans Facebook page, welcome. And as soon as you're done, go on YouTube and hit subscribe. If you're watching this on the Comic Book Lovers Facebook page, welcome. And as soon as you're done, go on YouTube and hit subscribe. And if you're watching this on the Louisiana Delta Content Creators Facebook page, welcome. And as soon as you're done, go on YouTube and hit subscribe. All right, I'm Victor Noli on the Comic Hero. I'll see you next week for episode 514, the final Mardi Gras episode of 2025. So until then, be safe, be blessed, be a hero.